Hey folks, Willie Kwan here and shoot a quick podcast. I'm in a different room than usual, hence the background and the lighting. I was wondering will I wear my glasses or not, but it's not too much of a big deal. You may be listening on audio and it's all good and happy days. For those of you who are wondering as well, still looking for a business to come on the show, to sponsor. I'm not too desperate, kind of pretty easygoing, not too easygoing, but a bit easygoing about this, which is a good thing. I think I'm looking for someone a bit long term. I'm not willing to take anyone for one episode or two episodes. And they can leave a watermark on either side of the screen. I can shout them out throughout the show. I wear a hat. This is also on video if you're listening just through Spotify and not on YouTube as well. The podcast is on YouTube. For those of you out there, there is a video version. And I wear a top. And I don't think I can change the background, but I have technology as well. A laptop and a phone. So yeah, thought I'd just come on and say that. What else? If you're a listener out there and you know anyone, if you have a business yourself or you know anyone that is interested, feel free to reach out. You can, I think it's episode 12 where I left my email. You can reach me on there, or you can just drop me a message on social media, probably on Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, whatever you think. And yeah, super exciting times. Like I reiterated before, this is want to be a medium term or long term thing. Open to short term conversations, but any medium term or long term. Yeah, so into the podcast. Today is a solo episode, and it is a topic that excites me a lot. It is something that's been on top of my mind for a long time, especially over the last 10 years since I left secondary school in 2013. And that's the topic of performance. Even when I was underage, sports, playing hurling, playing a bit of golf, the opposite table tennis, football, rugby, this idea of performance has always been, and then moved into CrossFit, weightlifting, academics, being self-employed, and then other areas of life. For example, the podcast, content creation, learning new skills, sales, DJing, what else? Marketing, digital marketing, performance marketing. So we'll get into the whole topic, some of my thoughts on performance. Again, I'm not a coach in performance, but as someone that struggled learning growing up, getting feedback that my effort to learn was a fail. When I was did my, I think it was my junior cert, or not my junior cert, excuse me, when I was about, one sec, I don't have it on me, but it's a school report when I was about 4 or 5 or 6. I think it's 5 years old. I have to double check. Yeah, anyway, as someone that struggled with learning, I think I've really got into performance over time. So I wanted to talk about it. First, define what it is, and then go into more depth. There is people out there that may have a doctorate or PhD or postgrad or undergraduate degree in all sorts of performance. So I don't want to pretend I know it all. This is just my thoughts on the subject matter, and we'll go from there. And forgive me if I sound anyway narcissistic, like I'm like I'm trying to blow smoke up something, but this is just my thoughts on my 2 cents, my 1, 2, 3 cents, 4 cents on this topic, or 2 cents as they say. So hopefully I haven't got that wrong. The 1, 2, well, yeah, 2 cents. So yep. Performance. So I'm on ChatGPT here. Just let me look up this real quick. Performance definition. Performance generally means how well something or someone carries out a task, function, or activity. The exact definition depends on context. General definition: performance is the level of effectiveness, efficiency, or quality with which work or actions are accomplished. In different contexts, workplace/job performance, how well an employee completes their duties, quality of work, productivity, teamwork, reliability. Business/organizational performance, how effectively a company meets its goals, profit, growth, efficiency, customer satisfaction. Art and entertainment, a presentation before an audience, such as a musical, theatre, or dance performance, which is something that I didn't get to mention at the start. Art and entertainment is also sort of performance as well, and the arts, and I don't want to neglect that. Sports, how well an athlete or team competes, measured by results, skill, execution, and consistency. Engineering / technology, how effectively a system or device operates, often measured by speed, power, accuracy, or efficiency. If you want the definition to a specific field, and that's when it kind of gets a bit interesting, you can kind of tailor this to a specific field in life or area of study. But yeah, I suppose the main reason why I come on today is I suppose you hear this notion or this topic of high performance, and it's something that is pretty popular these days. I don't know about you, but there's books and things online. You may see it on LinkedIn, or you may see it in sales teams, or you may even see it in sports teams. For example, like we already talked about rugby, and you always hear this term high performance. So let's get into that as well. I'm going to take this podcast as if I'm explaining it to someone that's new to this conversation of performance. And if it's a bit broad, please let me know and give me a bit of feedback as well. I'm just trying to do a quick overview of it, and then I may get on to more interviews and talk about it later in different sort of contexts. As we already mentioned, sports, arts, and business, so, which we've already touched upon in the past, but maybe more in the future. High performance refers to exceptionally effective, efficient, and consistent achievement that exceeds standard expectations or benchmarks. Super interesting definition. Again, I'm using ChatGPT. Super interesting. The general definition is under it, but this is what comes up straight away. So just to reiterate again, high performance refers to exceptionally effective, efficient, and consistent achievement that exceeds standard expectations or benchmarks. General definition, high performance is the sustained ability to produce results that are superior to typical or expected levels. Key elements of high performance: exceeds expectations, performs above average or beyond set goals. Consistency, maintains strong results over time, not just occasionally. Efficiency, achieves excellence with optimal use of time, effort, or resources. Quality, produces work or outcomes of superior quality. Continuous improvement, demonstrates ongoing growth and refinement of skills or processes. Examples in different contexts. Again, we go back to the workplace: an employee who consistently, it's a Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. So if I jumble my words, please excuse me. Workplace: an employee who consistently, we'll have another crack. Examples in different contexts. Workplace: an employee who consistently meets deadlines, delivers excellent work, and solves problems efficiently. Teams: groups that collaborate smoothly, innovate, and achieve goals ahead of schedule. Technology: systems that run faster, more reliably, and with fewer errors than standard alternatives. Sports: athletes who deliver top-tier performance consistently in practice and competition. If you want, I can help craft a concise definition for a report, resume, or policy. What I've noticed there, and something that maybe has, because I did jumble up my words, but something that comes top of mind is consistent comes up 1, or consistently 2, 3, 4 times consistently or consistency comes up in relation in ChatGPT when I typed in not just performance but high performance, which is super interesting. Let's just go into consistency for a bit, or consistently or consistency. Just to reiterate, high performance refers to exceptionally effective, efficient, and consistent achievement that exceeds standard expectations or benchmarks. Something I'll notice is consistent. C or consistently, consistency. Get into it now. Consistency means doing something in the same way over time, showing regularity, reliability, and stability in behavior, performance, or results. Simple definition: consistency is the quality of staying the same, behaving predictably, or maintaining a certain standard over time. Standard, very interesting. Key aspects: regularity, actions or results follow a steady pattern. Reliability: others can depend on you to act the same way each time. Stability: no major fluctuations in behavior or quality. Examples: we go back to work, consistently, excuse me, it's again a little bit late on a Friday evening. We're consistently meeting, I'll get it right this time. We're consistently meeting deadlines and producing work quality. Habits: exercising every day at the same time. Product/services: a brand delivering the same high quality every time. Sports: an athlete performing at a similar high level in every game. If you want, I can define it for a specific context: performance reviews, personal development, teamwork. What I also noticed there is every day, every time, every game. It's almost like over every single time. Consistency is the quality of staying the same, behaving predictably, or maintaining a certain standard over time. Perfect. I suppose we've gone into a lot of things there. We've gone into performance, high performance, and consistency. But I suppose it goes back into this element of performance. And what I've learned over the last 4 years from taking a break from my health is something that's been impacted is definitely performance. There is for those of you that maybe don't know, I did a personal, again, I'm trying not to make this about myself too much, but there's a concept out there, I won't say, anyway, there's a concept out there called the triad of, one second, let me just double check. It's got 3 separate rings. It's got performance, health, and body composition. It's to do with health and well-being. But I kind of like the fact that there's a crossover between health and performance, that in order to achieve performance, does that mean there's a sacrifice on one's health? And in order to achieve health, is there a sacrifice on performance? We won't worry about body composition for the moment because we're not talking too much about health. We're not talking too much about I suppose the health and fitness in the sort of personal training side course where I've kind of adopted this framework into my own life. But this notion that fascinates me over the last while is removing body composition from this. Like there's almost 3 circles. One being, as I mentioned, health, performance, and body composition. Removing the body composition sort of things and just taking health and performance. If I want to obtain or achieve performance or a goal, which will go back to the definition. So one sec. Performance generally means how well something or someone carries out a task, function, or activity. Or performance is the level of effectiveness, efficiency, quality with which work or actions are accomplished. Does that mean I have to take time away from health? So let me just look up health for a sec. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or illness. Key aspects of health: physical health, how well your body functions, fitness, nutrition, sleep, absence of physical illness. Mental health, emotional and psychological well-being, stress management, mood, thinking patterns. Social health, quality of relationships, support systems, and ability to interact with others. Simple definition: health is the overall condition of a person's body and mind and how well they function on a daily life. Let me just look this up real quick. Again, I'm using ChatGPT. I would use the Google overview. Anyway, but let me just look into this. How does performance impact health? Performance and health are closely connected, and each can strongly influence the other. Here's how performance impacts health. High performance can improve health. Very interesting. And again, these aren't, I don't have studies or sources on this. This is just a search on ChatGPT. There's probably people out there with doctors maybe rolling their eyes at me, being like, what is he talking about? This is just some thoughts top of mind on performance. So please excuse me, I may interview people in the future. I read some books on high performance. And one that comes to mind is, anyway, we'll go back to this topic. One that comes to mind is and again, we go back to the definition of high performance. Anyway, I won't say it, but we'll go back to what we're talking about. Stay on topic. Performance generally means how well something is done, which we already touched upon, excuse me. Go back down to how does performance impact health? Performance and health are closely linked. We already talked about that. Number one, high performance can improve health. When performance is healthy and well balanced, it can enhance overall well-being. Happy days. Builds confidence and mental strength. Doing well at work, school, or sports can increase self-esteem, motivation, and mood. Encourages good habits. High performers often maintain routines like sleep, exercise, and time management that support good health. Creates a sense of purpose. Achieving goals can reduce stress and increase life satisfaction. Number two, high performance can harm health if unbalanced. When performance becomes pressure-driven or excessive, it can negatively affect health. Stress, burnout, constant pressure to perform can lead to anxiety, exhaustion, and emotional fatigue. Poor sleep, pushing too hard may reduce sleep quality or duration, harming physical and mental health. Physical strain, athletes or workers under high performance demands may experience injuries or chronic pain. Unhealthy coping habits, people may skip meals, overwork, rely on caffeine, or neglect self-care to maintain performance. I know myself, I'm definitely drinking a bit too much caffeine at the moment to get all these podcasts out, but anyway, we're over the 15 minutes, but we'll just finish on this bit here. Inconsistent performance can affect health too, leads to frustration and low self-esteem. Struggling to perform well can cause emotional stress, creates instability. Inconsistency may worry, overthink, or difficulty forming healthy routines. Number four, and this is the one thing when it comes to performance, I think personally, is balance is key. Healthy performance means setting realistic goals, resetting adequately, managing stress, maintaining routines, and overall, I suppose, listening to your body and mind. If one's tired, probably get some sleep. If one's hungry, probably eat. If one needs some water, probably drink some water. But again, I'm not a doctor, but I really like sort of to end on the podcast of performance that number four, balance is key. Healthy performance means setting realistic goals, resting adequately, managing stress, maintaining routines, listening to your body and mind. If you notice that in some athletic professional sports out there, there are in seasons and off seasons, and there are different times of the year in strength conditioning. I know there is fatigue management is one of the principles, or periodization, where you get time off or deload weeks or rest. So it's interesting applying that to maybe other areas of performance as well, arts and there already is sport, but work, and yeah, just making sure that the one thing I suppose you can take away from this performance podcast, which we've already delved into the definition, is that balance is key. Healthy performance means setting realistic goals, resting adequately, managing stress, maintaining routines, listening to your body and mind. And yeah, that's it. 18 minutes in, just till I touch upon performance, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. And excuse me if I was jumbling over words. Hopefully it sounds okay. Remember, balance is key when it comes to performance.